AI has a ton of benefits, but one of my favorite things about it is that it has completely unlocked the ability to just rapidly iterate on anything. So I've had this animation for icons in Atrium for a long time now. I really just let Opus run with it and accepted what it came up with. I might have tweaked it a tiny bit, but didn't put too much thought into it. Just wanted it to be noticeable and scannable. But I've hated it for a long time, and I've been trying to come up with some alternatives and um, iterated a couple of times in the past and then tossed it out, threw it away. Maybe it wasn't really performant, or I just didn't like it, or it wasn't scannable enough. So I decided recently that I was gonna really resolve this issue. And um, what I love doing with AI is creating these little playgrounds. Create yourself a playground. If you're trying to iterate on something, uh, have AI build you 20 different options, so you can touch and feel and see what those things are. So that's what I did here. Created a little playground of a bunch of different animations. I am by no means a designer. I've done design work throughout my career, but it's not my expertise or my specialty. I'm primarily a front end slash full stack developer by trade, but I love design. I think I've got a little bit of taste, probably not as much as some of these expert designers out there, but this is where AI can help me out. I can have AI build something and I can decide if it looks good. So what I did here is I first came up with a bunch of variants of what these things could look like. I hated all of these, so I kept iterating. Told it, explained to the AI uh, what I liked, what I didn't like about them. And I almost settled on like this heartbeat thing, which in hindsight, now that I look at it, I kind of think is trash. So I kept iterating. I've kept coming up with alternatives, created playgrounds that let me experiment with like different time frames, durations, things like that, see if maybe there's some setting that makes it work. And kept iterating and iterating. And eventually I had this idea. I was like, what about Tetris-blocks? So I thought, let me see if I can like throw some Tetris-blocks behind the icons, and that would be pretty cool. And I actually really liked this one. I thought it was fun. I fiddled with like the randomness effects to get some pretty cool settings. Fiddled with the dimensions of the box that it was dropping these blocks into, and I thought it was cool. And I went and I implemented it. And then looking at it in the app, it looked terrible. Um, so I ripped it out. I moved it all to another branch just in case I wanted to reference it later. And then I slept on it. And after sleeping on it a little bit, I was like, what if I use the icon itself as a mask for this? And this is where I think I came up with something that I love. I think it just I eventually got to it. It took me many, many iterations all the way from here, all the way up, fiddling with knobs and settings in my playground that the AI built for me. And I've been running through this mock for like 2 days now just to see if I could come up with something. And and I did it. I think I like it. I really like it. I like the scannability on the side. I like that it's got a little bit of like an organic, natural feel to it. I fiddled with like the speed setting, the phase randomness. I kind of liked this one as well because it had a very like smooth, streamlined feel. But then I looked at it at smaller sizes and I felt like a little bit of phase randomization made it look a little better. So I went with that. And and yeah, and I ended up with this here. So just a little comparison of what they look like side by side, different options that I had. Um, and then I was able to test performance and stuff too, which was really helpful. I think initially it had built this using CSS layers, and I noticed it was pegging the CPU. So I explained it to it, and it tried rebuilding it in Canvas. That worked at many, many, many icons animating at the same time. It was more performant, but when there were fewer, it was like twice as bad as the CSS layers. So I went to Fable and I said, I want you to work some mad scientist shit here and make this really work and be performant. And it came up with this pre-compositing technique where it turned it into a film strip basically on mount, and it just crushed performance, practically negligible when there's like 40 of these things running. So took work, took iteration, but using this playground technique, I was able to come up with something that I really like, and I think I'm going to ship it. And we'll see what it looks like when it's in the app. And that's it. Just wanted to share that little technique with you. If you haven't done it before, try it out. It's tons and tons of fun. Even if you don't stick with what you design, it is so much fun just iterating on stuff and seeing and touching and feeling and figuring out what you like. All right. Take care, guys. See ya.